Hey everybody, it's another rainy day on the farm. We've had several of those already this year, but a lot of times we'll spend our rainy days working on equipment if there's nothing that has to be done outside. So our lawnmower last year was leaking oil pretty bad. We pretty much just parked it, and it won't be long before we need it again. We'll be needing to cut grass. So we're going to go in there and see if we can't change out some of the gaskets on it, see what's going on. Eric and I aren't mechanics. We just kind of figure stuff out as we go. Watch a little bit of YouTube, read online, and some of it we just kind of figure out as we're working on it. But anyway, we're going to take this motor apart a little bit and see if we can't change out some gaskets and keep it from leaking. Maybe we can get it through one more grass cutting season. We've got an Exmark 0-turn lawnmower, and towards the end of the grass cutting season last year, it started leaking some oil back here out of the motor. It was right at the end of the season, so we just kind of got by with it. But now it's a rainy day, so we're going to try to take this thing apart. Spring will be here soon, and we'll be needing it to cut grass. So we're going to take a look at it and see if we can't figure out if there's some gaskets or what we can replace to keep this thing running for hopefully at least another year. We've got the air filter and housing pulled off. We've taken a few more screws out. The one place it was leaking was right along here. So we've taken these off, and there is a gasket underneath. So I know we're going to replace at least that gasket on each side. We're going to try to get in here, get down to the head gasket and replace it as well. Got Eric over here working on taking everything apart. What do you think about it, Eric?
I think we're gonna get it fixed. Just gotta find somebody that knows what they're doing, and then we'll get it fixed.
We're getting a little bit deeper into the lawnmower. We don't know 100% what we're looking for, but we know we got a leak, and there's some gaskets probably that need to be fixed, and maybe even something else. So Eric's over here
On the hard side.
He claims he's got the hard side.
Yeah. He's over there doing the top bolts. Whatever's easy.
So we've got it opened up a little bit more. We're going to take these nuts off right here. There's 4 of those, and then hopefully we can pull this out and kind of see, trying to figure out where the main gasket's going to go. We believe it's somewhere in there, but don't know for sure.
We've located the engine.
We've got some more little covers to get off so we can get to it, but we're slowly getting there. Hopefully we can remember where all these pieces and parts go.
Not a chance.
But we'll see. We're getting a little bit deeper into the motor on this thing, and about all we've figured out is we need to keep going deeper. We've got all the nuts off, but we haven't quite figured out. We've got to get all this cover off here. So now we're working on taking more off, so that way we can get this housing off, see about replacing that gasket. We've taken out a lot more than what we planned on, but we think we finally got where we can get to our head gasket. So there's a gasket down in there. You can't see real good.
This is a gasket. Yeah. You can see where the gasket right here is leaking. That's what's letting all of our oil come out. The gasket's just shot.
So we think we found our problem.
So that right there failed and was letting oil leak.
This lawnmower, I believe, is a 2004.
4 model, yeah.
It's got a little over 1,000 hours on it, so it's been used pretty good. It's been a pretty good lawnmower, but we're hoping we can get a little bit more life out of it. So now that we found out where we're losing our oil, we're going to order us a gasket kit and put this back together. Hopefully we'll get these gaskets set back in here and can figure out how everything goes back together, because neither one of us are mechanics, and we haven't really been taking the best notes. You can kind of see We just got a bunch of parts over here, along with our tools. It's just another rainy day in Alabama. So we ordered the parts that we needed for the lawnmower, and we're back working on it. We've got the head taken off here. This is the new gasket that we've got put on here. So now I've been cleaning up this head a little bit. We got to get it put back on here and get the gaskets put on our intake right here. Go on the back side of here, and there's two nuts that have to, or two screws that have to go back into this head. And so we're going to try to get those lined up and get everything put back together. We got our head gasket put back on. Everything's sealed up. The intakes are lined up and got those put back together. Starting to put some of these little covers and some of these little cosmetic pieces back on the cover around the spark plug. Still got some more to put back together before we can put some oil in it and see how we're doing, but we're making progress. We're still making a little bit of progress on the lawnmower. We've got our exhaust put back on, getting the air filter housing and everything put back on. Eric is torquing these nuts for the exhaust here. But everything's coming back together. We're not too far from cranking it up and seeing if we fixed our leak. All right, we got everything put back together. It took a little bit of figuring. We didn't remember where some of the screws went. We finally got everything figured out where it went. So we think everything's good to go. Eric's going to crank it up, and we're going to see how it does. So far, everything looks good to go with the lawnmower. We're going to try to run it maybe tomorrow. As you can see, it's a rainy day on the farm, so we don't really get to run it much, but we don't see any leaks right now. Hopefully when we run it a little bit more, cut a little bit of grass, it'll be good to go. But thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned maybe a little bit about the lawnmowers. We don't know a whole lot. We're not mechanics, but on the farm we have to kind of figure out a bunch of stuff on our own. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.